G'day YouTube, my name's Lance and welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report. Well, earlier in the week we got about 18 mil of rain, and a couple of mornings we might have had one or two, but this morning, being Monday morning, it's the day after Australia Day, January 27, and it was a bit showery this morning. It was too showery to do much filming in the shed. I usually do the stew early in the morning, but it's just about go home time. I've been up the shed buggering around most of the day. Saturday I had to do a bit of mowing. The grass is starting to grow nicely and we're getting a bit of green back in. We had 18 millimetres of rain one evening through the week, and that helped again. Then with about 6 millimetres Jude tells me today, so things will stay green. And my mower, it's due for a service, so next weekend it'll be make sure you got the gear here to service the mower, and we'll get out and about and do a bit of tidy up. I mowed all up around the house for Jude and all that, but I still have to sort out the orchard yet, and I'll just do a few more jobs around the place. I'm next to my bench here today and it's a bloody mess. I've been just chucking stuff there all day. It's often a mess though, so every week or two, or I'll probably make that every month or two I suppose, I have a bit of a clean up and put everything back when I start to get to a stage where I can't find anything. Well, what did I do with that? Well, I've got to have a clean up or you just can't do any work. But today we've got someone over the back's got a motocross bike boring around, but oh, they're having fun, eh? And I got the steering done this morning and videoed, and on the 1356 speed. And last weekend I got the tie rods painted and the tie rod ends. They're the old ones, they didn't need replacing, but I pulled the old rubbers off and painted them and the tie rods and a few knuckles on the hydraulics, and just little knickknacks, just catching up with a few things on the tractor. Today I put a fair bit of time into getting the wiring done, and I've drilled into the roll frame, and look, they're not tested with holes drilled in them, so people say, oh, you can't drill them, you can't weld them, you can't do this and that. Well, that's only if you're after 1982 in Australia, and they're just not tested like that. So I don't have to have one on this tractor. I'm just choosing to have one on this tractor to hold the roof up, really. So I'm happy to just drill in and pop a wire in and bring it out the top. It doesn't really structurally change it. So I've done that. We've got a 135 battery hold down clamp I've been trialling. That looks like it's a good thing. Another dash light in, but I'll go for a little walk around the tractor and just show you what we've been up to today. I bought another little mini bike for the kids, and I had a deal with this bloke. And I told you last week about the two little bikes, and he told me they were Yamahas, and it turned out they weren't. So we did another deal and we renegotiated. Well, I went to pick up the second bike the other day, and he didn't tell me he was going to put new plastics on it or anything, but it's got all new plastics on it. But he'd put a new air cleaner box on, and it's got automatic oil feed for the two-stroke, a little pump, and he was too lazy to put the pipe in. He just sat it in under the air cleaner instead of hooking it up onto the pump properly, and I was a bit pissed off with him. And as soon as I gave him the last bit of money, he just walked off, and I thought, God, you rude prick. No, young bloke. And anyway, just lucky I'm snooping, and I got it home, and it's for Ariana, so I bought a nice pink seat and girly stuff for it and made it into the girl's bike. But I noticed a few things wrong, like that he'd banged the air cleaner on, but he hadn't put any oil on the foam inside. He hadn't hooked the two-stroke pipe up for the oil, so it would have seized if we just kept going. Things like that. So I spent the afternoon playing with that, and I've got a couple of carbies. I've got two new carbies and some throttles, and that little pink one, he started up and just ring, 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 there you go, and did a scoop around the yard, and he said, yep, she's good. And I thought, oh, fair enough, I sort of trust people. And I got it home, and it just wouldn't rev out, and the muffler's all blocked, so I've got a new one of them coming. So yeah, it's a little bit dodgy, but anyway, we're going to tidy him up over the next couple of weeks and make a couple of really nice little bikes. On Saturday afternoon I had the little Arrow here, and he's 3, and I had the trainer wheels on, and I said, come on, you can do it on your own today. And we went out. Well, he did a great job. Yeah, hooking around. He he didn't seem to want to steer. He thought it was funny going in the long grass and Poppy having to drag him out. That little bugger. But look, that was great. The motorbikes are being good. Aries really coming along with riding on them, and hers has got no training wheels, so I told them probably in a fortnight or so we'd have them all ready, and we'll really put an afternoon or a weekend into just motorbike riding with the kids and get them going. Saturday morning, I'm my old mate Malteser. I offered to do the Chamberlain gearbox for him, and we just haven't had time, and over Christmas and all that, and he one weekend he bought the bearings and I couldn't do it then, and so I said to him about doing it last weekend, and he said, oh, he had a working bee for his vintage machinery club. He's got the tractor pull sled at his place, and he said he had to work on that, so he couldn't do it last weekend. And so then I said, oh, well, we'll do it this weekend. And he said, oh yeah, we'll see how we go. And anyway, I never contacted him further. I started on the gearbox and I got it all apart and filmed, which was good. And I'd have been bodged up a bit. It's got good bearings in it, but yeah, it's just a bit of rough stuff went on in it. And I thought, oh, I haven't heard from him. I better ring him and I better message him and just see what he's doing. So I messages him and I said, where are you? And he said, oh, in Mackay. I said, Mackay, what are you doing up there? He said, oh, I'm working up a bit of ground for someone. And yeah, I said, oh shit, I'm working on your bloody gearbox. I was hoping you'd turn up and be my apprentice and wash parts and all that. And he says, nah, sorry Hollywood. He says, you'll have to do it yourself. And so anyway, I started on it and I put a couple of hours into it, and I thought, up this shit. I thought, I just got shitloads of stuff to do, you know, the mowing and the bloody other stuff and other stuff I wanted to do. So I pulled the pin on it and I cleaned up a few housings and cleaned gaskets off and all that, but there's quite a lot of work in running through all the parts of the 3 gearboxes. We need everything washed, we need to be able to measure everything up, and we have to cut a lot of gaskets and things like that, and that was what he was going to do. I was going to do the important bits and he was going to cut the gaskets and wash the parts and all that. So yeah, I had that much to do. I thought, oh bugger it, I'll pull the pin on that. I'll have a talk to him this week and we'll see what he's up to over the next couple of weeks, because he was the first weekend in April is a Tigigi, which is a local show here, about 30 k's out of town. So he said, oh, I'd like it for that. And look, he wouldn't be upset if it wasn't for that, but I thought, oh, well, we'll have a go and try and do that for him. And but yeah, my lucky wasn't here, so I thought, oh shit, I could spend my whole weekend on that thing, just cutting gaskets and, you know, checking, measuring and all that. And I thought, I'll wait until I got me lackey here. Wait till I got me apprentice, and he can do the washing parts and blowing them off. And we'll just lay them all out and we'll run through them. And the bits that are junk can go in the bin here straight away. And the bits that might get another gearbox or get someone out of trouble, well, I think we'll put in a box and he can offer to someone else or whatever he'd like to do. That's his call, it's his gear. So yeah, I pulled the pin on that and yeah, jumped on the mower and did a heap of mowing up the front. And the nephew rang up the other night and he says, oh, we're going camping. So on Valentine's Day weekend, we're going camping with all the nephews down at Woodgate, so at the caravan park behind the Woodgate pub. So we've been there before, it is a good thing. So I was telling Tim and Ali, the young bloke and his girlfriend, that what we were doing, because we were looking after the kids, and they said, oh shit, we're coming too. So, so I think we've got about, probably, I think it'll be 6 caravan sites booked. So yeah, that'll be a nice time. Won't be too bad at all. So something to look forward to coming up at least. Yeah. I haven't been filming an awful lot on the 135 here, just because wiring and all that. I can spend a lot of time on it and not have much to show. So I was pleased to be able to get the steering sorted today and get that to where you could actually, I could put a video out on that. I run out of little rubber grommets to bring the wires through. Everywhere the wire goes through steel, I've got the right rubber grommet. So yeah, so I went into Repco this morning to get a top up, and last time I bought one little row out and I haven't bought any more in, so I had to head over to Autobarn and pick up some more. So I think I spent probably $50 on rubber grommets. I got But obviously I've got another tractor to do, so I wasn't too concerned about that. But oh look, this is getting really close. I'm going to have to start sorting the bonnet. I still haven't got my bandsaw going to chop the arms off. I've put the new bearings in. I've got the new coolant. I've just got to put the time aside to flush the coolant tank and put the band on, the saw blade on, and we're right, and I can cut the ends off the arms nice and neat. And, but look, I just haven't gone there. I don't know why, I just haven't. I've got to get a new rider mower battery. Bloody thing, every time I sit it there for a day or two it goes flat, so it is charging, it's just an old battery. So but yeah, look, I haven't been doing an awful lot this week. Some of the nuts, I did turn up a couple of brass spacers for the toolbox that we'll put on this 1356 speed. So I like to, they were made to bolt solid, but I find, you know, they rust and all that there, so I just like to bring them out 5mm or so. So on the gold tractor I've got it spaced out just so there's a little air breather there, you can wash in there and keep it clean. So look, there hasn't been an awful lot happening this weekend, but I did get the chamber box filmed and the steering filmed, and so that's a couple of cabs off the rank anyway. There's a tractor show coming up near Monto mid-April. Queensland Tractor Spares is going to sponsor that, so that's a good thing. We'll go up there, take the big engine, and I was talking to him the other day about taking that little hay baler that I made years ago and bale a few bits of hay. So that big engine weighs about a metric tonne, 950 something kilograms, and so I've been talking to him, making sure there's something we can lift it off at the other end, so I can pop that in the back of the ute, put the caravan on the back, and probably take the baler and the little United engine as well. So we'll just see how that goes. The Mulgilgie Mongrels, I think they call themselves. I'm not sure. The club there having an AGM shortly, so we'll know more about that then. So we're going to go to that. We're going to go to Tigigi, which is the first weekend in April, which is about 30 k's north of Bundy here, up near Avondale, near the Avondale Tavern. There's a just before you get there, there's a footy grounds there, so we're going there. And I think it's early May, our club, Rum City Vintage Machinery Club, our show, instead of having rallies and that, we've worked in last year with the agro trend, and our club is like a major advertised attraction for them, so they give the club a few bob for turning up with their tractors and that. So last year I couldn't do it, we were in the middle of the websites and I just had shit going on. I just didn't feel I could put the time to it. We started the website in April last year and we didn't get it out till November, and we did a lot of time on it. So yeah, this year I'm going to try and take 2 or 3 tractors over there, you know, support it a bit better than I did last year. Hopefully I've got the 1356 speed nice enough to take, even if the linkage arms aren't on or something, it won't matter, it's just a nice tractor anyway. I'll probably have it registered by then. I'll have Goldie still registered, my John Deere's not. It'll have to be taken in on a trailer. So there are a couple of things we're going to early in the year. Yeah, as the year goes on I'll probably keep you informed on what else we're up to, but yeah, we'll just see. So I'll probably push along with this. I'm getting real close. I can smell the end of this one, but I've been putting off the bonnet. I have to do a dry fit on the bonnet, being an aftermarket part. The dash is sitting up so far, and I don't know whether to make spaces and let it sit up where it's comfortable and the bolt holes line up nicely, or what happens, but I've got to put the bonnet on first and get it all matched up before I paint the bonnet, in case I have to do something there. So look, we're having not a lot for the stew this week, just a few bits and pieces. A bit of a walk around the tractor. I know you're showing you a pile of bloody parts, but I have filmed that. That'll come up as a separate thing, and we'll start a new playlist called Chamberlain Repairs, and anything we do on our friends Chamberlains and that we'll pop in there. So that's it. Once again, thanks for dropping by. We'll catch you next week. I'll hopefully I've got a bit more done, and I'm at the stage now where I could actually drop a battery in the 135 and take it for a lap outside and go for a scoot around. So I reckon that might happen. We'll just see. Anyway, thanks for dropping by again. Have a good week, everyone, and we'll catch you next week. Well, here's a quick little walk around the tractor. You'll notice I now have the tie rod ends on and painted. I had to get one off a 35 to get a nice new one. This morning I just videoed the towing, how to set your towing up. We come around to the side here, the right hand side. Towing done there, new rod there. The dreaded red battery lead has been painted. The side of the block's been painted. There was a few things I thought I'd like to tidy up there. On the dash, we've put the ignition light over here like it was remarked in a couple of the posts. The rear lights are on, and this is what I've done with the wiring. I've brought it out through the roll frame. They say you're not supposed to muck around with roll frames and that, but oh, that's alright. I don't mind. I don't need one on this tractor. It's before 1982, so we can do what we like, really. So the wiring has come down from the roll frame. I've got a couple of nice little clamps there holding it at the back of the brake rod. Then it comes up, and that's my trailer plug, and I've used the back of that trailer plug as a join for the 3 lots of wires. Then the other one comes down, same setup roughly. I'm trying to get the rubbish out. I am thinking of getting a yellow bulb for in here. I probably will do that. Once again, look, that's nice and neat. It's not particularly noticeable. And down the bottom there it comes out and runs across a couple of clamps there again. So that's looking okay. Another thing we're trialling is a 135 battery box. Now the cheap batteries for us are an 86, a Kane 86. It's you can get an 86 or a 70. And with that bracket there, once we come around, if we put this original rear post in, and we have a couple of extensions here. I might make them a bit more of a hook yet, bring this leg up higher, just so it's a more positive engagement. I'll try and keep in bloody frame. So that's looking good. I sandblasted this and just painted it with a bit of zinc paint. So all the back wiring is done. I just have to hop in under the dash here now and have a fiddle with that. I just haven't had time this weekend yet. Probably won't either. I've had to do some mowing and things like that. But yeah, that's just the main thing was getting all this steering done. Oh, on the PDO, we'll come around the back again. I've got these knuckles, a couple of knuckles painted, and last week we were talking about this little PDO stand or PDO cover and it being too close to the sway chains here. These are aftermarket sway chains, the other ones are just old and rusty and buggered. So I had a small nut in here, so I've run that half nut up and then I've brought these other nuts in. So that's nice and tidy, that's well protected, so if something happens and we get a shunt up the back of the tractor here, it'll be protected here and it won't push up here and straight onto the PDO shaft or the PDO bearing. So yeah, haven't had a lot of time on it this weekend, but I've had enough to tidy up a few things that I was really looking forward to doing. Tidying up these lights was one thing. The dash is looking nice now. This mark is, if you watched the setting up the steering video, that was just to let us know that we were in the straight ahead position. So all in all, it's good. I'm getting less junk on the seat.